Okay, so I was just talking to this driver here about his pipes. This is a problem that a lot of the trucks have, okay? And that's, I ain't even gonna touch it, but right here, that rust, that's like a leak waiting to happen. I mean, it's just gonna start pouring at any time. You can see that like pieces of it, what they do is they start flaking off because the paint, there we go, the paint rusts and it starts flaking off and it gets bubbled and stuff. I mean, that's not even metal anymore. That's a bunch of rust holding hands at this point. But honestly, they all do it, but this one's, you know, real bad. This one's needing to be changed out. Now, I mean, you can see it's even still got the sticker on it, but the thing is, the factory replacement, you could get that, but then if you don't put a good coat of paint on it, you're running the risk of the same thing happening. I mean, even these bars are a bit rusty, so if you look at it, you're better off buying, there's in the back of an older, I can't think of what it is, in the back of a trucker's magazine that's got stuff in it that's free in most truck stops. The back page is usually where they have a thing that says, are your coolant pipes rusty? And that guy makes them out of stainless steel. And he's got the bend for every one. And just so you know, this one here is the same size all the way across. And you see it up there? It's the same size all the way across. But on the 96s, on like some of the Cummins ones, one side will actually be bigger diameter and the other side be smaller. I think actually this is the one that would be the bigger diameter on that truck, and then that one's a smaller diameter. So you can't just, it's difficult to make one. I've actually made one before, but had a guy weld it from some stainless steel from exhaust tubing. But anyway, so you know, you run into this, that's the back side. So that's just something you got to watch for too. If it's even close to this, change it before you're on the side of the road, because 10 gallons of antifreeze, or how many gallons you got, 12, whatever, it's 50-50 mix. It's expensive, you know, and they've got the Texaco makes one it's the red kind. You know, tell them what you got. I mean, right now his is full, but when that pipe goes, it won't be. So that's all I'm teaching on this one. But the engine's got about 1 million miles, in case anybody's wondering. There's the compressor, and you can see, you know, could use some paint, but it's a Detroit 60 series, you know, 60 series Detroit. And also on these, they did have a problem where the front was flexing apart. This whole front thing was flexing apart from the engine and causing an oil leak here on the front cover. They did build a bracket. They made a bracket that comes from here, goes over and goes around into the other side, and it holds it together. That was the answer to that problem. This one doesn't have one yet, so I told him about that. That's the only other thing I know that actually went bad on these. But he's dealing with an issue down in here right now. That line, that return line right there, that's a fuel return line. It's mechanical right there, but it's got a leak right there. I helped him find it this morning. He thought he had oil leak for a bit, but I was like, that's not oil, and it ain't air conditioning water, because it's not running off of, you know, the right side or the left side where the tube would be. You know, the tube over here, it was coming down off the middle of the engine. I'm like, no, bro, you got something else going on. And so it was definitely fuel. So right there. So you can actually put a clamp, a hose clamp and rubber on there for, you know, a little bit. To be honest with you, that's an old way to do it, but that's not a good way to fix it. Just got to have another line made. Hydraulic places make lines. Anybody that's got a forklift repair company can make a line. Motorcycle shops a lot of times can make lines, braided lines, more like this braided line up here that works for air, but it would be for that down there. So if you ever have a fuel leak like this one, as long as it fits together and as long as it'll hold up to fuel or brake fluid or anything like that, then it's a good line to use. So anyways, and this was a glider, so they don't have the exact numbers, and he was looking for the numbers off the engine. So you might, if you have a glider kit, you might want to write down the numbers off the motor there, motors off the engine. You know, if you have a glider kit, write down the numbers off the engine, because they're going to need it if you ain't got a VIN that matches from this to that. So for the guys with gliders, write down your engine numbers, brother, or you won't be able to get parts. They've been giving him a hard time all morning about that fuel line. So, and you can't read that one back there either. So, anyways, y'all stay safe. Take care of your coolant lines. Have a good one. I'm out. Peace.